Okay, it looks like... Are we live? I don't think we're live. Okay, we weren't live. I don't know how long we were offline. Not sure exactly how long we were offline, but we're back. Oh, and the kestrel's gone. Okay, so I'm not sure what you missed, what you saw, but we're at Van Dyne Spoor right now, and we're looking around. Oh, and I see a flock of birds. I'm going to leave everything in place, leave this camera in place. As we drove here, I don't know, I just saw a barn swallow, I believe. I'm not positive about that. As we drove here, I can't say we really saw anything, and we certainly in that drive along, the wooded area, through the wooded area, there was nothing. One interesting vocalization, which I'm not sure what it was, although I could guess. I won't, but I could guess. And then, I see some starlings. At least by the sound of it, they're starlings. I wonder if that's what it is. All right. There's a button on the dash in this car. I wasn't familiar with what it was, had no idea, and I just pressed it and it did what I thought it might do. So this car has an automatic start-stop feature, and quite honestly, it's meant to save fuel, but every time we stop it shuts off the engine and then restarts, and that's kind of, it's just disturbing a bit. So I see a couple of great egrets. Oh, 3 of them. 2 that are on the ground. One just flew by the other 2. And we're going to keep going, so maybe we'll get a look at them on the way back. I am going to switch cameras. So things are looking very green. Not that much water is visible just yet. A lot of gulls, I think, just took off up ahead. They're flying around. Oh, and who's this? Who is this? That is a bird of prey of some sort. I could guess. I'm guessing peregrine falcon, but I don't know. This is all through the windshield. Hold on. Oh wait, there's also something larger up higher in the air. I'm not sure what it is. We'll look at that later. And this is getting more difficult to stay with just because we're through the windshield and, well, we're in the car. Okay, where to go? I lost track of it. Oh, I see it. I see it. Can I get it on camera? Different question. Again, I'm not sure what this is, but I'm guessing peregrine falcon, but I don't know. I don't know a peregrine falcon's flight profile all that well. But I'm judging on size and shape, general shape. There it is. I know where it is. Well, I'm losing sight of it. I've lost sight of it. Cool. All right, let's keep going here. Hold on, let me look. I've got to look up ahead. Okay, those look like okay, they're starlings reaching to the utility poles to our right and the wires. See another great blue heron nearby. Lighting here is always a challenge at least whenever we're here. And another great blue heron. And is that another one up there? Looks like it. Not exactly sure when we'll be back in our usual car. I was told something the other day that made me think it would be soon, but I'm not sure if that person was really fully aware of everything. And I, even corrected him on something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay." Thank you for telling me that. More great blue herons, including one that's really in deep water. For a heron. And then, a couple more here and here. Hold on a second, there's a wire that's really in my way. Actually, hold on. That's going to damage the wire. Oh, I just heard sounded like I believe, a greater yellowlegs. The one that was in deep water just took off. there are a number of, oh, and I saw a, looks like a Caspian tern. I really have to redo this wire. I think I took things apart the other day and I shouldn't have. It's going to damage the camera. Oh, anyway, oops. Let's look with this camera and we'll see if there's anything that we really want to focus on. Oh, there's a well, dove. We'll wait until it pops back up. It's a double-crested cormorant by the looks of things. Oh, there it is. What you also may have missed, I believe you did, is I had a conversation with another birder here while we were probably offline. I didn't realize it. And he is someone that, I don't know him personally, but I've seen him, and he said his name, and assuming that's, I don't think, I have no reason to believe he was lying to me, but he said, he said his name. I won't repeat it, but he's someone I've seen his name often in eBird rare bird reports. So he wants to talk. Anyway, I'm going to switch cameras because there's an egret out there with some great blue herons, and it might be interesting to see. Here. Actually, it looks a little different than I thought it would. Beautiful out here, isn't it? Not bad. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. What's that? We've got an eagle nearby. On the ground, a young one. Let's see if we can... if I go too much farther forward, I don't know if I'll be able to see it because of vegetation. We're going to have some grasses in the way by the looks of things. So we're looking at an immature bald eagle. Looks pretty young. lighting is tough for us, but we're getting a decent look. Hearing an eastern kingbird. Come on, Ferris. We have vegetation in our way, so that's why we're not getting a good clear view. Let me move the car just a little bit. It's walking again. Just heard a killdeer. So again, we're looking at a young bald eagle that's on the ground. And it just took off. And it's now, just because of how I was, it just took off and went to our left. So that's it for that. I still see it in the, oh, there might be another eagle. Oh, that might be a heron. I think it is. Okay, the eagle's still in flight off to our left and flying towards the trees, and there is a second eagle. They're both near the trees, so we're not going to get a good look if they're going to be right there at either one of them. Still nice to see. Hope you enjoyed that. I did. I'm going to leave everything in place right now. Let's look at very quickly at those white birds that are out there. I don't know if they're, well, first let's look at some herons first. Let's shut off the engine. You can see we've got heat shimmer that we're dealing with, unfortunately. And there are herons all over the place. I'm not saying there are hundreds, but there are quite a few. I wouldn't, it wouldn't be necessarily all that easy to count them. Anyway, out to the white birds. Look like they're mostly gulls of some sort. Maybe someday I'll surprise you all and become an expert on gulls, but until then. And, oh, there's some Caspian, look like Caspian terns out there as well. let's keep moving. I should be, you know what I should do is look around and see if I can see any shorebirds. Now, if you recall last week, you know, there were shorebirds, of course, but they weren't easy to see, and they really blended in pretty well with the, you know, the background, the ground itself, and even these herons. I mean, you know what a great blue heron looks like, but with the mix of vegetation, you know, the dead vegetation and the greens, it's not necessarily easy to see them. Let's keep going. Time is short. Just pause here for a moment and look. Oh, you know, I had shut off the engine. Okay, fine. And the automatic start-stop thing, it goes right back to on. Thanks. What am I seeing here? It's red-winged blackbird, I think? Yes, and they both took off. Okay, never mind. I'm just glad we're able to have a tour today, despite the car issues I've had and the other technological issues I've had. Who's that out there? Are they starlings? Maybe. That's my best guess. The lighting is tough, but they look like young starlings. Between lighting and the heat shimmer. Okay, we have, we'll see how vegetation works. We have a great egret a little bit closer to us. Lighting is not going to be great, but we might be able to get a look at it, depending on vegetation. There's also a great blue heron even closer than the egret. There had been earlier, but I think they've moved. There had been earlier two great egrets that looked like they might. Hold on a second. Give us a good look. What is that just landed nearby? Yeah, just flew on. It may have been a song sparrow if I had to guess. Yeah, not the best look of the egret I was hoping for, but well, not bad. Let me move a little bit further forward. Let's try right here. Is it any better? A little better. Where'd the egret go? There you go. We're getting that heat shimmer. Still a beautiful bird. Just a few more moments. Is there another one out there? I think so. What I see right now. Oh, Canada goose also. Egret's partially hidden, but Canada geese are also partially hidden, but there they are. And let me look back at the closer great egret, if I can find it. There it is. And I'm going to look around with binoculars while you're looking at that. Actually, there are a fair number of Canada geese here. Not huge numbers, but okay. Let's keep going. Yes. So far, have I seen anything here that makes me say, oh, I definitely have to come back next week? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it was nice to see the eagle. It was nice to see that egret. We've seen some things that have been nice, but like, you know, nothing like really unique or anything like that. But, you know, I think it would be worth coming up again next week. Or next time, or whatever. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Just heard a killdeer again. I was just thinking how I see it now. It landed. Oh, there's a second one. Okay. I was just thinking though how we haven't seen that many, but last week we saw quite a few. And as I had mentioned last week, it was more at one view, one sighting, than I had ever seen at any one time before. I'm not saying that we see incredible, amazing things every minute of every tour. And maybe if I were a better birder, I could say more experienced, but the thing is, you know, I'm only gaining so much knowledge at any one time. I'm not studying them, maybe the birds as well as maybe I should, but anyway, you know, we see our share of interesting things, and very often, you know, I'll say that something is a first for me, and it really often is. I mean, so. Song sparrow. You know, for instance, unless I missed it, thinking back on what we did and didn't hear, I didn't hear any swamp sparrows, for instance, or marsh wrens at Alden Wildlife Drive. Not one of either. You know, it's possible I missed it, or I was talking or something when it happened, but I didn't hear either one vocalize. Hey. I believe I'm seeing an osprey in the air right now. Yeah, just flew by. Great blue heron, obviously. We're going to make our way out of here, I think, very, very shortly. Let's switch cameras. To our right, what is that? Looks like an American crow. Not that you haven't seen crows before, but... I didn't want you to think I was imagining things, that's all. Saw a mourning dove. No, it wasn't a mourning dove. That was a kestrel, American kestrel. How can you confuse an American kestrel with a mourning dove? Well, they're very different in many ways, but in terms of profile, they actually are similar. And if you don't have a, you know, if you're not getting a good look, if you're looking from a distance, it's easy to confuse the two. Now, one thing, if you are looking from a distance and you have a somewhat decent look, one thing that helps me is you know, see if you can determine the shape of the head, and especially its proportions relative to the rest of the body. Kestrel, you know, it's, well, I should say the mourning dove has a much more tapered, narrow head compared to the rest of its body than does the American kestrel. So if you can determine that, that can be really helpful. But size-wise, I mean, the kestrel's a very small bird. It's roughly the size of a mourning dove, somewhere around there. And it's the, you know, I've said it before, but it's the smallest falcon in North America. Hearing an American kestrel, or an American, goldfinch. pretty much what we did last week. You know, obviously, depending on what the sightings are. But we're going to head back to the, you know, the usual spaces and places. Stop at East Road. Like I said, quiet. We're not hearing a lot of bird vocalizations, certainly. Right, and on the power line, an northern cardinal, which flew off. You know what? I believe I may have forgotten to. Well, I don't know. I don't remember if I heard one at Wildlife Drive or not. I may have as I drove in. Forgot to mention it. No, I'm not even certain if I heard one. Lift your feet, 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 lift your feet. Okay. You know, for railroad tracks. back to the discussion that we were having, all one way of course, about sweet corn. You know, often you'll see, you know, farm stands, or you'll see supermarkets promoting, you know, locally grown corn. And, you know, growing it local has advantages, certainly. But, you know, and it definitely has a travel advantage. You know, it's closer. But like I said, once you pick an ear of corn, you know, the clock is running. And if it's a small producer of corn who's picking it and packing it, and let's say they take, you know, a few days to harvest their given field, or to fill that truck, and if the truck's not refrigerated also, you know, like I said, the clock is ticking, and you may not get something that's as good, believe it or not, as something that was, you know, something grown farther away, harvested quickly, and put on a refrigerated truck. Yes, it has to travel, but if it's not too far, you know, you can wipe out the advantages of the locally grown product. Keep these things in mind. Okay, that's enough about sweet corn. Pigeons earlier, but I did see some as I drove in on Wildlife Drive. East Road. eastern bluebird who just flew off the wire, flew up to the wire, and then flew off the wire. And oh, I hear an American crow, and I see a robin. First robin I believe I've seen today. I don't believe I saw any before I left home or left my area. The robin just took off, went to the tree. Hold on one second. Is that a kestrel? Not sure what it is. Get any closer. I should have videoed it sooner as it was a little closer to us. I'm not sure what that was. I somehow don't think it was a mourning dove. And I'm not even sure it was a kestrel. I wonder if it was possibly a merlin, but I don't know. Goldfinch. And here he is. Wish they'd cut down this vegetation here. Definitely wish they'd cut down this vegetation. And here's a spot that's not too bad. I think we have some egrets down there. One there, one there, one there, one there. Great blue heron as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set you down. I'm going to look with binoculars a little bit. I believe that would be a good thing to do, just see if there's anything we should be focusing on. Okay, let me just set you down for a bit and let me look around. Wait, what was that? Oh, hold on a second. What was that? Oh, it was a crow. Okay. Actually, there are a number of crows here. 1, 2, 3. Well, at least 3 on the ground, 1 in a tree. Just heard a Caspian tern. Number of Canada geese here and there. Seems to be something large and dark on the ground. I'm going to see if I can position the car to give us all a look at it. I don't know what it is. And I'm not sure where it is now. I'll see. This might do. Okay, let's take a look. I'm not sure what it is, and it may just be a great blue heron, for instance, and just looks particularly dark for some reason. See if I can find it again. Looks like an eagle. Yes, that looks like a bald eagle. I believe that's a duck, maybe a mallard, but I'm not sure. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear Caspian terns here and there, and there's some right there. We're looking over a long distance. I'll reorient the car in a moment. More terns. Some of those look young. Cute. Okay, let's reorient the car. No sign yet of, we saw sandhill cranes last week, 2 adults and 1 young, 1 colt. But, I don't know if we'll see any this week or not. Oh, too much. Okay, that's about right. Hold on a second. There we go, that's better. Looks like wood ducks down there. More wood ducks. Okay, let me look around with binoculars a little bit. There are egrets here and there, but I see something in the distance. I don't know if these are more egrets, maybe a swan. I don't know. Look like swans. At least one of them is a swan. Could be a swan and egrets. Two egrets, I'm not sure. The one in the back looks like an egret. On the right, that looks like a swan. And you may be seeing this better than I am, I'm not sure, but no, that looks like a swan in the foreground also, behind, and then maybe that's an egret standing in the back. It's hard to see. That's what it looks like, two swans and an egret, to me. Okay, let me look around with binoculars a little more. The eagle that was on the ground took off and it's now in flight. Oh, jeez. I missed it. Sorry. The eagle was flying towards all those mallards. And now they're in the air. I don't know where the eagle is. Hold on. Nowhere. It's nowhere near them. Okay. Never mind. The eagle flew, from in our perspective, from right to left, and I believe just went and landed on the ground again. Maybe. Something I want to look at. Don't know if I can find a clear line of sight, but something looks a little different. It's getting late. It's 4 o'clock, so we've got to be mindful of the time. Days are getting shorter. These are probably all Canada geese, but one of them looks very dark compared to the others. But it's probably just a lighting issue or something. This one here. Maybe just the way it's angled. It does look like a Canada goose. Okay. Okay, we're going to head towards now, and we may stop once or twice along the way, but we're going to head towards Mays Point, as we often do. I'll leave everything in place, obviously. Let me just stop right here. I want to look with binoculars. We're hearing Oh, hold on. Hold on. That eagle's in the air again. There it is. And it has all the ducks flying around down below, or they were. Actually, I don't know if it's the same eagle, but I'm guessing it is. Looks like it's gaining altitude rather than going to the ground. Oh, maybe. Who knows? Taking a peek at the ground, I don't see any ducks flying around just now. I don't know if they flew out of that immediate area or not. It's getting where it is, it's getting more difficult for me to stay with it. Oh, now I lost sight of it. Where'd it go? Let me look again. Oh, there it is. It could be that it's just flying around, and maybe it's not looking down to the ground for anything. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to let it go, and I want to look back down at the ground, and I'm going to look around. I have not yet seen sandhill cranes, so, well, the eagle is a, well, maybe, I was going to say the eagle might be a little closer than it was. Well, I don't see cranes. Let's keep going. Could be that they're nearby, but the grasses are too tall for me to see them. That's very possible. Or they may not be here at all. See some animal wires up ahead. Looks like a starling or a either a starling or a red and black bird. In the air, we saw that one eagle flying around, and I see another and an osprey in the air as well. And well in the distance I see, looks like it's possibly another osprey. That bird just took off, I'm not sure what it was. the one that was on the wire. And I see what looks like a mourning dove. And another. I think it's about time I switched cameras. And we do so like this. So we're looking at an osprey nest right now, and these, if I'm not mistaken, are young. It is interesting if you think about it. I mean, these, again, I believe are juveniles. I don't know if they've left the nest yet or not, but they're at the nest, and it does seem like osprey chicks take a long time to leave the nest. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it just seems that way. I mean, if you look at what else we see elsewhere, I know for a fact I've seen in prior years and elsewhere, not nearby, well, actually nearby on River Road, I've seen eagles that obviously had just left their nest, and we've obviously seen red-tailed hawks leave the nest in June. Here it is, it's August, and we're still seeing osprey chicks. I believe these are chicks again. I'm not positive, in their nest. And quite honestly, these aren't the only ospreys I've seen in a nest today. As I was driving and just arriving at Wildlife Drive, there's some nests along there, along the highway, and 2 or 3 of them were still occupied, or at least had activity in them. just another few moments and then we're going to move on. We're not getting the very clearest views, so that's why I want to move on. Okay. Passing another nest right now on our left, and I believe I saw somebody in there, but I'm not positive. Okay, I need to slow down here because there was something I wanted to look at long ago when we passed the first time. Oh, you know, maybe I missed it. Let me just pull over here for a second. Okay, yeah, as I suspected, and didn't show them last week, but I saw them last week as we drove by. I believe these are double-crested cormorants. And I believe I just heard a Carolina wren. Yes, hearing a Carolina wren. So those were cormorants, I believe. Could be mistaken. I've been mistaken before. I'm hearing an American goldfinch. I just saw some starlings, although I'm not positive. Look like starlings to me. And an osprey flying around. You can hear the starlings now. Now, last week when I was here with all of you, I did get out of the car, and you know, when I came back, I reported that really there was very little water. There are some of the starlings. Very little water there in the pool, and you know, I'd be interested to see if there's any water there this week, any significant quantity. Last week it was essentially dry, except for maybe a puddle or two. I can't imagine there's all that much water there, but you never know. I may have heard a downy woodpecker just now. Thought I did. So anyway, I think what we'll do, you know, when we come here, I'm always hoping, maybe hoping beyond hope, that we'll see a red-headed woodpecker. I haven't seen one here in years, but this is the only place where I have actually personally seen one years ago. And So I wouldn't mind, you know, that's why one reason why we come here. It's not to say that's the only thing here, but right now as we drive around on this type of day, this time of year, I'm not seeing much. I am going to park the car and go and take a look if I can, and see if there's anything out there, if there's any water in the first place, and if there's anything worth getting everything out of the car for. The answer may be no, but we're gonna take a look anyway. Well, I am anyway. So I'm gonna park up here and go take a look. Okay. Just take my phone with me. Hold on, I'm gonna deal with a text message. Oh, you know, earlier, just before 3 o'clock, sent me a text, Dolph, that you lost me. I never heard the text. It could be because of the way things are connected here in this strange car. I'll have to deal with those other things later. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't bother to connect the phone. Okay, I have everything. I'll be right back. Unfortunately, like last week, it's dry. And there are some Canada geese there. I heard one or two American goldfinches, but that's just about it. So we're moving on. And I think we're going to do the same sort of thing at Shockey Pool and see if there's anything of particular interest. Shockey Pool, you know, that really requires time. You know, there's some water there, but there's so much, you know, so many grasses really blocking the view. I think you just have to wait and be patient and hopefully you see something. That's my guess. I have to imagine there's something every once in a while. I see something in the air. I'm not sure what it is. a second. Might be, I don't know if it's a, I don't know what it is. Hold on. It's a turkey vulture. Okay, we're going to pull in here, and like I said, I'm going to get out of the car, I'm going to take a look, see if there's anything, you know, of interest. If not, I think that'll be it for, you know, the greater Montezuma area, and we'll restart in Ithaca. But let's see what's here first. I'll be right back. Maybe just telling you in a moment that we're packing up. Well, I think we're going to pack up. Did see a couple of common gallinules, a few red-winged blackbirds flying around, and I'm hearing one or two, American goldfinches. But other than that, I mean, and oh, I saw an osprey in the distance too. There's some birds on the ground in the distance, I think. Either that or else they're just mounds of vegetation. I can't really tell from the distance with my binoculars. So I think we're going to pack up and we're going to head back to Ithaca, or at least I will. I'll meet you there. You'll be there before I will. And let's say somewhere around 6 o'clock. Is that fair? Somewhere around there, 6 o'clock for everybody. Hopefully you're getting the message. You know what, let's make it 6:15. I told you about, I had a conversation with someone. He wants me to call him, so I'll call him. But let's see if you're getting the message. So somewhere around 6:15. 6:15. Okay, you get it. Okay, everybody, I will see you in a little while. Bye-bye.